Welcome to The Price is Right. Startup Edition. Guess the funding price of the startup. PayMongo is a payment processing startup that provides payments that can be integrated into mobile apps or websites. Clue, less than $4 million, but more than $2 million. Go, guess.
3 million.
3.1 million.
3.4 million.
The correct funding price is $2.7 million.
I'm sure that many of us are already familiar with the world of startups and angel investing, as this was widely popularized by the Korean drama Startup.
We can't always find our Han Ji Pyong in this world that is also full of Alex Pon. So how do we know how it all works in real life?
Hi, I'm Andy.
I'm DJ.
MCAT.
I'm Mira.
And I'm Nico, and we are here to help you learn more about the startup environment and angel investors. Let's begin by defining what a startup is before delving into its environment and learning about angel investors.
A startup is a company that is still in the first stages of their business, working towards a product or service they believe there is a demand for. They begin with high costs for their operations and limited revenue as a result of being initially financed by its founders. From there, they may seek outside investment from other sources. Examples of startups are Pickaroo, which offers grocery and food delivery, and Grab that offers transportation and payment services.
But it doesn't end with that. Startups, like other organizations, use a framework we call the SWOT analysis. This analysis flashed before you are the identified strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of operating a startup.
So are you now interested in establishing a startup? That's why we listed three main factors to consider upon setting up your business.
First is its location, where it will establish its operations, depending on the nature of their products or services and their circumstances. Before the pandemic, it was common to have offices and stores with the option to sell their products online. But with the need to maintain physical distancing, a majority of businesses offer their products online and have a home office or a warehouse if the company is larger. Another factor to consider is the legal structure the founders of the startup would want to adopt. It could be a sole proprietorship, a partnership, or a corporation. A sole proprietorship is suitable when the founder is also the key employee of the business, or it could be a partnership when several founders have joint ownership. Incorporation is also possible, though small businesses don't always start off as a corporation because of the paperwork involved in the process.
Lastly, the funding. The first few years of a startup are very important, since this is when they concentrate on gathering capital and developing a business model to generate a steady flow of income. Common funding sources include family and friends, venture capitalists, crowdfunding, loans, and angel investors. Angel investors, also known as seed investors, are accredited investors who use their own money to invest in early stage startups. This will be the main topic of today's discussion.
After immersing to the world of startups, let's now talk about angel investors. What is an angel investor? An angel investor is a high net worth individual, usually among an entrepreneur's family and friends, who fund startups at the early stages, often with their own money, and typically in exchange for ownership equity in the company. According to the SEC's definition of accredited investors, angel investors need to have a net worth of at least 1 million US dollars and make 200,000 US dollar a year.
An angel investor may opt to provide a one-time investment to help the business get off the ground or an ongoing injection to support and carry the company through its difficult early stages. One well-known angel investor is Jeff Bezos, the CEO of Amazon. He has invested in a lot of startups, including Google.
These people also come in many types and have their own reasons for investing. Starting with the simplest type of angel investor, The concept of family investor is simple. They are supportive family members who invest in a startup because of their emotional and personal attachment to at least one of the founders of the startup. They invest because they trust the entrepreneur and sincerely wish for them to do well, and without necessarily being critical of their business idea or any aspects of the startup.
Relationship investors or previous colleague angels are those who have worked with the entrepreneur in the past. They can reassure other potential investors that they have witnessed the capability of the entrepreneur firsthand, thus linking them with their connection. They invest partly because they want to be supportive, but are definitely looking for a return on their investment as well. So they must see some potential in the startup for them to invest.
Apart from these investors, there are other investors who focus more on the idea of the startup. They are called idea investors. They are familiar with the domain or the field the startup is in. They can be very helpful in validating the startup's idea. Simply, they invest because they are convinced that the team behind are the right people for the problem that they want to solve.
A once removed investor, just like the name suggests, is connected to the startup but only indirectly, through either the relationship or idea investor. They invest because they trust someone else's judgment and believe they bring successful investment opportunities. This is a good way to get additional angel investors, but it boils down to having reliable relationship or idea investors.
Archangel investors may fall under the classifications of a relationship or idea investor. But what sets them apart is that they have likely already built a successful company in the same field the startup is in and have strong contacts with other angel investors. They invest because they detect profitable plans and ideas that would help them maintain or improve their track record.
There are other factors that angel investors generally look for. First, a convincing business plan is necessary, complete with financial projections, detailed marketing plans, and specifics about a target market. Great business ideas without a real plan won't take you so far, just like what we learned in the drama Startup, with how Samsung Tech had a good idea and product but failed to attract decent investors because they didn't have a business plan. A competent team manager and leader are also important.
Angel investors also prefer investing in businesses structured in a way that the owners are willing to give up part of the company in exchange for money. An opportunity for involvement is sometimes also decided by investors, mentoring them in a way in order to make the returns on their investments more likely. Lastly, a viable exit strategy is another thing that they look for, so that when they no longer want to invest in the company, they won't walk out of it empty handed.
After learning the different types of angel investors and their motivations for investing, we will now look at the pros and cons of angel funding. The first advantage is that a business angel is willing to take a risk with your business. These people are often entrepreneurs themselves, so they know how and when to take risks. However, the business angel may set the bar higher if the risk they will be taking with your business is high.
Secondly, one more pro of angel funding is that you don't have to repay the money that they invested in your business. While this is a great deal, this also entails that the partial ownership of your business will be given up. Therefore, you will have less claim on the profits of your business.
Last pro is the potential success of your business because of your angel investors. These investors, as entrepreneurs, already know the paths that they should and shouldn't take along the journey, so they can pass on their knowledge to you in operating a business. But a disadvantage of this is that you won't have full control of your business operations.
Now, let's take a look at the startup environment in the Philippines. According to the 2019 Global Startup Ecosystem Report, our country has one of the fastest growing startup ecosystems in the world.
This is through the combination of different factors, such as the improvement in the quantity and quality of both startups and supporting organizations, connectivity between suburbs and cities, increasing tech literacy and English proficiency among Filipinos, and government initiatives such as the programs listed.
These entrepreneurship programs, like the Youth Entrepreneurship Act, aim to promote finance and startup skills and to encourage an innovative entrepreneurial culture.
In 2020, the ecosystem is now home to more than 400 startups and various types of investors. With our vibrant community of innovative minds, we continue to attract global investors such as Tencent Holdings and Ant Financial Services Group.
Of course, choosing the right angel investors is also a must when establishing a startup. That's why we listed 7 ways on how you can choose the right angel investor for you. Would you believe that it can also be abbreviated with the word startup? Let us show you how.
First, S. As a business which is only starting, owners must know how to set a realistic valuation of their startups because investors are more interested in the value of the business in the present than in the future.
Secondly, T. Track down investors who are close to you. In startups, location is also important because it can help when your investor would like to play an active role in the business. Unless your angel investor is like Han Ji Pyong, who's willing to go after you wherever you go, then you really need to consider this tip.
Third, A. Accredited angels and groups are better than individuals. In major countries and cities, there exists organizations specifically for angel investors. So it is advised to look for these accredited organizations which are really registered and legitimate.
Fourth, R. Recognize your ideal angel investor. Envision the characteristics and type of angel investor that you are looking for.
Fifth, T. Take investors who are experts in your field of business. It would be beneficial to have a mentor whom you can ask for tips regarding the general operations of your business.
Sixth, U. Learn how and when to use your network. Immersion to this pool of people who are into business will help you level up your social capital, and this can help you when you are in need of referrals.
7. C. Prepare a comprehensive business plan. Angel investors would like to invest in a business who has a clear plan with a highly realistic approach to their financial status and projections. Overall, these angel investors will help you develop your business. That's why you must choose the right one for you.
Now, after finding the perfect angel investor for your startup, how can you strategize on making a deal with them? We have formed 5 tips for strategizing. First off, it is good to search for angels from angel groups. And while you're at it, familiarize yourself with the angel through research and consulting with the last entrepreneurs that the angel has invested in.
Next, consider what else the angel investor can offer to the business apart from cash like the skills and expertise.
Third, angels invest in the biggest and most profitable ideas. As angel investors are often entrepreneurs, they have a mindset of investing in businesses foreseen to earn 50 million US dollars in 3 to 7 years, according to Angel Capital Association.
Fourth, gain market traction before angels start investing. This will give you a great first impression and show that you have the potential for growth.
Last, look for an angel investor who shares the same vision as you, having similar goals and the same direction.
But after all these definitions and tips, are there any real life stories that can inspire those who want to begin a startup business?
I got you, DJ. One successful startup in the country is Kumu. From the word kumusta, Kumu is a video sharing and e-commerce social networking service that is used by app users, content creators, and partner brands. Fun fact, registered users can also earn through brand sponsorships in their live streams, similar to revenues that YouTube users can earn from ads on their videos.
Kumo's success story all began with a 1.2 million US dollar seed funding back in 2018, where one of the investors is an angel investor named Lisa Gokong Wei Cheng, the Summit Media president and CEO. It continued to grow in April 2020 by securing around 5 million US dollars in Series A funding, which was used to develop new features and to grow its operations further. One of their supporters in this round was Manila Angel Investors Network.
Overall, with all these things said, are you now ready to enter the startup environment and look for your own angel investor?
No, Maybe they want to become an angel investor themselves.
We'll see if we will have our own Hanji, Pyong, and Sodalmi soon.
Right? But one thing's for sure. We all want money.
Money.
Money!